Who is the worst designed champion for every role in League of Legends? For a top lane, I think it's Warwick, because Warwick isn't a top laner, so the fact that he's been basically forced to fit into this role if you want to play this champion in high elo kind of tells you where the issue is. He has permanent sustain, you can't push him out, he's an early game lane bully, and that's pretty much all he does. If you watch Hornlime's gameplay, it's pretty degenerate, he's just generally really unfun to play against because he wasn't designed for this role, but the fact that this is basically his main role now in high elo is a problem. Like, it's just generally not fun to fight against the champion that has perma-sustain, who can't get poked out, who has basically no weaknesses until he gets outscaled by every single champion in the game later on. I think the worst designed jungler by far is Bel'Veth. I just don't like this champion's design. I've spoken on it before. She's a high elo nightmare who's like a giga snowbally champion. She's not actually a scaling champion like her fantasy might suggest. She basically has to like get her form off of grubs and then win the game or coin flip invade. It's just not fun to play against her, and I think she's not well designed at all. For mid lane, I think it's currently Kassadin. He's not really an anti-mage. He kind of sucks at everything. He's not even like a scaling champ anymore. He's just very badly designed. Like, he spikes really hard at level 11, not 16 like you might expect. And I'm not saying he has to be useless at level 11, but like, shouldn't his fantasy be to get to 16 and 1v9? But he's not even like that 1v9 anymore. He's still strong at level 16, don't get me wrong, but just not as strong as he used to be. Honorable mention here to Mel and Anivia, who are also very, very poorly designed mid laners, in my opinion. The worst designed ADC by far is Smolder. This champion is so unbelievably degenerate. I've talked about it for ages and I will continue to do so. He has a scaling fantasy that doesn't even hyperscale. Like, you get to 225 and then you scale. There's no more infinite scaling. It's not like Nasus or Asol where it makes sense and it's fluid. No, it's a hard 225 you scale. It might as well be Victor upgrades for his Q. Additionally, he's actually pretty strong early. Like, he can go to top or mid lane and bully out mages / melee top laners because, spoiler alert, they've shifted power from his giga broken late game to early game, so now he's still very strong late game while having a decent early game. And by the way, if you don't play around him, he falls off of a cliff mid game, so you have to play around him. He's basically soft core Draven. You just don't know it because he's a scaling champion, but he doesn't actually play like a scaling champion. You need to actively trade. Oh my god, I hate Smolder so much. Anyways, the worst design support is Zilean. Need I say more? If this champion was popular, he would be completely gutted. Nobody likes this champion, nobody likes playing him, nobody likes playing around him, his pick rate is incredibly low, and if I saw a Zilean 2 games in a row, he would become my permaban for the rest of the year. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.